Hey everyone, Jay here with a look into some of the new spoilers for the Hearthstone set, the WitchWood. First, let's go through some of the neutral cards. Pumpkin Peasant is a common 3 mana of 2/4 with lifesteal, and each turn this card is in your hand, you swap its attack and health. This is very interesting because we haven't seen mechanics quite like this besides on a couple of previous cards. I don't think it'll be great in Standard, but it'll definitely have an okay arena run. Phantom Militia is a rare 3 mana 2/4 with Echo and Taunt. Echo is a new mechanic where you can play the same card as many times as you want per turn as long as you have the mana for it. I think this will, again, be a decent rare card in Arena, but won't see much play in Standard. Also, the art changes from human to Worgen when it's stat swap, and I love that. Little touches like that are my favorite. It's just great. Alina Soul Thief is our first neutral legendary that is a 7 mana 3/3. Sounds pretty bad, but her battle cry is to replace your hand with your opponent's own. Honestly, I think this card is funny, but pretty garbage in every application. You may get to see your opponent's hand and get new cards, but you just played a 3/3 on turn 7 or later, and they'll get to play their cards before you do, and most likely, they'll have stuff that's better than a 3/3 in their hand. Card advantage or hand refiller, due to the stats, this card ain't worth it. Greymane is another legendary, but this one I'm actually excited for. It's a 6 mana 6/5 with a new start of the game mechanic. It says if your deck has only even cost cards, your starting hero power costs 1. This will be an incredible benefit to some decks, who mostly rely on even costed cards obviously, but I sadly don't think it'll see much play even though it's super friggin' cool. Baku the Moon Eater is a legendary 9 mana 7/8 that also has a beginning of the game effect. If your deck only has odd-numbered cards, start with an upgraded hero power. This is another kind of effect that I think will be fairly useless unless in a really solid build, but with the new rotation coming in this set, I think it might just surprise people how many decks will be odd and even good stuff. Alright, now we got the class cards to go over. Warpath is a common 2 mana warrior spell that has Echo and deals 1 damage to each minion. I think it's a cool concept, but honestly, it's just going to be a worse whirlwind most of the time. For the other warrior card, however, we got a rare minion with a kinda old, kinda new mechanic. Militia Commander is a 4 mana 2/5 with Rush, which is a keyword meaning this minion may attack any other minions the turn it is summoned. Basically, they gave the Charged Devil Soar and Ice Howl mechanic a keyword. Also, its battle cry is gain +3 attack this turn, which is pretty cool because it's like a 4 mana removal spell, but you probably are going to have a minion after it attacks due to being a bulky card on turn 4. I can imagine this being in tempo or even control warrior builds if the cards align. For Priest, we have Glitter Moth, an epic 5 mana 4/4. It has a battle cry of if your deck has only odd cost cards, double the health of your other minions. This is an insane effect depending on what is spoiled in the future, but I think there's a lot of potential for this card when paired with Northshire Cleric and other Priest mainstays. For Shaman, we got a rare minion called Merspark Eel. It's a 2 mana 2/3 with battle cry. If your deck has only even cost cards, deal 2 damage. Dang, this card is super good, even if you just use it for its stats. I love a 2 mana version of a Boldy Ogi, and this damage on top of it will be the icing on the cake for early game board control. For Mage, we have Black Cat, a 3 mana 3/3 with spell damage +1. Already reminds me of Soot Spewer, but this one is a beast and also has a battle cry of odd cards only deck, ya draw a card. This will be pretty good in Tempo Mage with Mana Worm and some other cards, but for now, it's pretty useless besides stats and spell buff. For Druid, we have an epic beast card called Gloom Stag that's a 5 mana 2/6. It has Taunt and Battle Cry. If your deck only got odds, gain +2/+2. These cards are pretty good with their secondary effects, but again, I don't think they'll see standard play unless a ton of them are printed with these effects in mind. Finally, we have our last card in my personal fave spoiled so far, Face Collector. It's one of the class legendaries for Rogue and is a 3 mana 2/2 with Echo and Battle Cry. It says whenever this hits the field, add another random legendary to your hand. This card seems fairly practical late game and really fun to boot. Overall, I think this set looks like a Wild and Arena helper more than a standard set, but it's going to be fun regardless. And you know, Wild and Arena players really do deserve this set after waiting for something new to change it up. The WitchWood looks like a ton of fun is inbound, and I'm excited to see what they spoil next. This has been Jay with Heads Up Display, and I'll see you next time.